Hey guys, and a very warm welcome back to the Fergie Way with me, Teach FM. We are on episode 29 now. In today's episode, it will be the first time in a while that I am running two live comms, both of course on key highlights. So without further ado, we will run the intro and I will see you on the other side. So we'll start off with the news today, guys, and the first thing I wanted to show you was this. Chelsea have sacked Mancini, which is awesome because I genuinely just have a severe dislike for him and his arrogance. Bit hypocritical maybe with Jose Mourinho as manager of Manchester United, but there's always something about Mancini that really got under my skin. You know, I think City were a bit unfair sacking him after he'd won the league for them after all, but nonetheless, he's out of Chelsea. I'm happy with that. So we'll just have a quick look and one of the favourites, Sean Dyche. So, massive club. In other news, guys, Marcus Rashford did, of course, smash the Premier League record. He did beat Dimitar Berbatov's 5-goal haul against Blackburn in 2010 to become the record holder for most goals scored in a single game in his dominating performance against Liverpool. Go on, Marcus, my son. And in another little bit of news, and to be honest, it's a tricky one because I don't know where this is going to bloody end. Chris Smalling wanted a new contract. Fair dues, I understand that. Came into the office asking for 240 grand a week. Now, Smalling's a good player and of course he's helped us win a Premier League and a Europa League up to now, and certainly by the way the season started is hopefully going to do it all again. But 240k a week for Chris Smalling. Anyway, managed to get him down to 185 grand a week, which I suppose to some degree is meant to be classed as a bit of a win, but I'm starting to have concerns that I have all these players, I won't call them average players because they're more than average, they're better than average, they're better than that, but I'm having these players I can't pay everybody 200k a week, and that seems to be where it's going. Big concerns about how the wage bill is going to look. Financial fair play is probably going to be biting me in the ass, but yeah, Smalling secures himself a contract, 185 grand a week. Yeah, I know. So we will go on to the schedule, guys, and I won't spend too much time dancing around this. Of course, we are having two live comms today, so I don't want to spend too much time. So we was last at the Liverpool game at 6-0. We then went to the American Express Community Stadium where we won 3-0 against Brighton. Zlatan Ibrahimovic getting one, Memphis scoring two. One of them was an absolute worlder. As you can see, I did sort of play slightly weaker. You know, Twins Arby was involved, Bothwick Jackson, Fosu Mensah. I also started Angel Gomez. Oh, tell a lie. No, Gomez came in off for the bench before Callum Gribben, who got a start in that game. Generally speaking, a good game, good 3 points. We'll move on to the next one. And we then, of course, had our home tie against Dynamo Kiev in the Champions League. Once again, another 3-0 win. Pretty much played, as you know, guys, with the European games. It's certainly a game when we are through now. It's done with, dealt with. We have qualified, but we knew we were going through anyway. We'd won our first 3 games. So played, again, slightly weaker team with maybe the exception of Depay and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Renato Sanchez featured as well. But the younger guys doing quite well. Angel Gomez, once again, getting on the score sheet. Getting him in the first team this season has been good for him. So yeah, 3-0 win. And before we go into today's live com, we will just take a quick look at Gomez. As you can see, we've got a few greens going off. He's still very raw. I mean, the boy is 17 years old. But already, if we look at his stats, he's scored 3 goals in 4 starts in the Champions League. He's scored 2 goals in 2 starts in the League Cup. And he's only had 1 start in the Premier League, not bagged himself a goal yet, but 9 goals in 13 starts for this kid. Pretty good going. So we'll get on to today's live com against Southampton. What we'll do now is we'll bob over to the match day. We'll see the lineups and all that good jazz. I'll see you in a second. So here we are, guys, at the match day. We are playing at Old Trafford today, of course, and United are favourites for this one according to the press, and heavy favourites according to the bookies, with Southampton out as far as 10-1 to get a win today. Our key man is Anthony Martial, and their key man is Fraser Forster, who is going to have to be in fine form, based on the fact that we will be starting Rashford, and in his last Premier League game, he scored 6. So we'll go on to the team selection, guys, and I will say that the EFL Cup game against Bournemouth is only a 2-day gap, so Premier League's got more importance to us. We've gone a bit balls out in today's selection, and it will be our sort of second string that plays in a couple of days against Bournemouth. So as we start, as usual, we've got the stalwart of De Gea in the sticks. We have Alaba and Darmian in the wing-back positions, Bailly and Smalling in the centre-back positions, with Daley Blind playing the defensive midfielder, Pogba as the attacking and Herrera as the supportive. Juan Mata does play the trequartista role, with Martial as the complete forward and Rashford as the advanced forward. On to Southampton now, guys, and they have Fraser Foster in net with Bertrand, Fonte, Colker and Cedric in the defence. Classy protecting them just in front, and then they have Tadic, Davis, Sung Young and Redmond in midfield, with Shane Long playing the lone striker up top. So we'll have a look at what Crazy Boy Roy has to say, and he seems to be, does anyone else think he's lightening up? Like, he's sort of easy going a bit. Maybe he's got a new woman or something, I don't know, but hard tackling's not going on that often nowadays. Well, we'll go with what he says though, and we'll apply the advice to team, and we'll move on to the team talk. Roy reckons we should tell them to pick up where they left off. I'm going to tell them that I expect them to win. Where are we? Fully expect them to win the match. Motivates a few of them. Maybe not so many defenders. We'll fudge that with a little belief of got what it takes, and we'll move on to the game. So we will be on key highlights, guys, as you know. And yeah, let's see how we get on. It's Alaba now. It's only on the opening highlights, so nothing will be going on. There we go. So it's 15 minutes into the game, guys, for the first highlight. It comes to Pogba at the edge of the box. 1-0, Paul Pogba. Again, key highlights. We don't really know how the build-up's been. We're showing 5 shots and 65% possession. So dominating Southampton generally. So here we go. It was nodded out by Martial. Pogba picks it up. Keeper was nowhere. Fraser Foster, their key man today, was nowhere near that ball. Easy goal for Pogba, it has to be said. And we're back on the attack again before we've even had a chance. Eric Bailly, it's 2-0, guys. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Cannot argue with that. Another corner from Mata. Here we can see, corner from Mata at the back post. Smalling nods it back across. Eric Bailly, the 2 centre-back pairings combining there. Fantastic for United. 2 goals to the good at Old Trafford. Southampton kick off again here. Are they going to try and hit back instantly, or are we going to hit them with 3 and 3? That'd be an interesting one. It's Darmian now to Mata. Mata's running forward. Had to play it out to Alaba. Alaba's trying to get past his man. He does do. It's crossed in and it's into Fraser Foster's hands. Probably the first time he's touched the ball. But what can he do about that? Bailly now to Pogba. To Rashford. Rashford into, and it's Mata's on the ball. Martial from distance. 3-0, guys. 17th minute. We've scored 3 goals in 4 minutes. This is becoming a shit show for Southampton. It's Rashford into Mata. Mata plays it across. Martial, first touch as well. First time shot, drilled into the bottom corner. And their key man is having an absolute mare. It's Smalling here to Bailly. We're in the 29th minute. Alaba tries a cross, fails though. Pogba has managed to pick it up, switch it across the park to Darmian. Darmian's got into the area. He's put a cross in. No, it's fell out to Blind on the edge. Now to Mata. Mata will shoot. Foster does save one this time. Fraser Foster, of course, their key man. But he's just not doing it though. It's out to Ander Herrera now. Herrera pumps one in. Once again in Foster's hands. So we're getting close to the 40th minute now, guys. And Southampton have managed to come back into it somewhat. Certainly on a possession basis. They've scored, not even had a shot. On target, off target, nothing. I mean, zeros. Look at the side of the screen there. Ridiculous, but they are getting possession back, so they are limiting our chances as we go into half-time now. Going to tell the lads, passionately, it's a great opportunity to show why the media have been backing you up, blah, 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 blah. Slightly concerning, Rashford's only playing a 6.7. Not happy with his performance today. He looks fired up. Maybe he's going to go out there and grab himself a goal or two because this is an opportunity for him. So we're in the 56th minute now, guys. I will just start taking a look at anyone who's tiring. We have Ander Herrera there. We'll bring on Renato Sanchez. Give him a little bit of game time. Maybe switch it up a little bit because we've been quiet since that little spell at the beginning, which was an amazing spell. Scoring that many goals in such a short period of time. But nonetheless, we've been quiet since then. We've not many opportunities falling to us and certainly not much in the way of highlights. We are in the 65th now. Southampton's possession creeping up a little bit again. But again, Southampton have just not got into our third. Zeros all the way down the side there. It's Pogba now. To Sanchez. Sanchez has got about 3 men in front of him. He's had to go backwards to Blind though. It's Pogba again. Alaba. Coming back via Bailly. They're trying to switch it across the other side of the park now. It's Pogba. Pogba does play it out to Darmian. Darmian will it across here, and it's gone down to Mata. A little bit of a dodgy deflection in the middle, but nonetheless, we'll take that at 4-0. Juan Mata getting himself on the score sheet here. It's Darmian. Plays it across. As I say, lucky deflection really. Mata managing to get a tap in. That's 4 past Forster. Southampton have not been able to come back with anything. It's almost getting embarrassing if you're a Saints fan. We will bring on Memphis for what has been a very quiet Rashford. Just for the last 5-10 minutes, see how he gets on. Not expecting much, but we should be taking our foot off the gas here anyway. 89th minute, we are heading into what's going to be the final highlight here, guys, with 20 seconds to go. But a great result again, and once again being shown that really no one is touching us. I mean, based on our league form, I'm hoping to be in a position where when we get into the latter stages of the Champions League, as that ticks over to full time, as we get into the latter stages of the Champions League, I'd actually like to be able to play my second string in the Premier League and keep the guys fit for the European games. Because you know what it's like when you get to sort of February, March, it starts getting absolutely mental for fixtures. So yeah, that would be handy. So we'll tell the lads that we're pleased with the result and the performance, which we are. We had a 9.1 from Juan Mata. I'm very happy with him today, who looks extremely delighted. And we also have Martial playing a 9, so we'll tell him exactly the same. On that note, guys, I will see you on the match day for Bournemouth in the League Cup. So here we are in match day 2, guys. Well, I say match day 2. It's the second live comp for the episode today. Episode 29 now. 29. 30 in the next episode. So tomorrow night's episode will be 30. And that's quite a milestone. I mean, at that point, my YouTube channel will be 30 days old. The support I'm getting from you guys has been amazing. Likes, comments, subscriptions, and all the rest of it that's come with it. It has been fantastic. I will say at this point, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description. Dead active on Twitter. There's a good community on there. So yeah, hit me up on that. But anyway, on with today's match against Bournemouth in the League Cup. Now, as you can see, no contest from the media. They're reckoning that we're going to win. And the book is putting us at 1-2 and Bournemouth at 9-2 states that they believe the same as well. Our key man is Zlatan and their key man is Max Gradle. It does indicate that we are playing Zlatan, but that doesn't mean that the guys around him aren't a little bit more second string. So we will start with the team lineups, guys, as usual, the home team being us. We've got De Gea in the sticks and Borthwick Jackson at left back and Sidibe at right back. We have Rashawn Williams at centre back with Twinzaba. We then have Fosu-Mensah playing the defensive midfield with Sanchez as the supportive and Callum Gribbin playing as the advanced playmaker. We do have Angel Gomez in the Trequartista role, who's been playing very well this season, it has to be said, with Zlatan as the complete forward and Memphis as the advanced forward. For Bournemouth, they have Baruch in net, Smith, Muniesa, Cook and Smith. Smith left, Smith right, backs. Nice one. And then they have Sermon and Arta as the defensive midfielders with Gradle and Ibe left and right. They then have Afobe and Callum Wilson up top. So what's interesting here, I will just point out straight away, is when I see teams lay up defensively like this against us, and it happens quite a lot now, obviously we're becoming quite a force in the Premier League and in Europe to some degree as well, I suppose. We often see this formation, but with only one striker, and it limits that one striker. He sits up there on his own, not really with a right lot he can do. When he gets the ball, he doesn't get much support because everyone's sat back. Today will be quite an interesting one because there'll be 2 of them. They'll be able to play off each other. So yeah, just an observation more than anything. It's not one that I've seen anyone try to use against us. So we'll take a look at Roy and see what he says, and he's talking about handing out a right load of hard tackling, leaving Ibe out, which is interesting, which I don't believe with. So there you go, a bit of hard tackling everywhere. So we are going to tell the team to calmly pick up where they left off in the last time out. It's not done a right lot for morale, and as you know, morale is key. Or, well, it's key to me anyway. Massive believer in keeping all this as superb and very good. I'll always go out my way to get morale up as best I can. I actually believe that morale is probably the most important factor while playing Football Manager. So yeah, we'll get into the game. As you know, guys, key highlights are in place, so this isn't going to be the longest of live comms, dependent on how much we're going to thrash them by. You know, sometimes even when you're playing really well, you don't see that many, but we'll see how this game gets on. First highlight, guys, it was a cross into Memphis, nods it down into Zlatan's path. Even I couldn't keep up with that. It's one thing I hate about key highlights, really. Just not even having the time to commentate, you know. It's a Gribbin with a corner, knocks it into Memphis. Memphis nods it down. Zlatan all he has to do is put a foot on it. knocks it into the goal. It's 1-0 United, as we expected, at very least, as it's Sidibe now to Sanchez. Sidibe crosses it. Borthwick Jackson has it took off him, and now will Bournemouth be able to... No, they won't. Gomez has picked it up. Memphis will start a run. He's got 3 men round, and Usmani, who's done well, he's got in. Zlatan's in the middle. It's 2-0. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the old boy, he knows exactly where to put himself if one of the boys are charging down the wings there. As you can see, Memphis manages to power past a couple of men, knocks a cross in towards the near post. Zlatan swooping in, gets his big Swedish napper on it. 2-0 United. It's Gribben again on the corner, and it's 3-0. I don't even know who scored that one. Looking at it, it was Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the big Swede, doing it again. Gribben's corner. Zlatan arriving late, manages to nick the goal. 3-0 now, guys. This is becoming far too easy. I mean, Bournemouth, no shots on goal, very much like the last game. You know, and we're playing with lesser players. You know, I mean, they're strong players, world-class players at times, but just not with our first team, as Gomez tries powering through. Arteraz stripped it off him. It's a Phobie now to Gradle. And Sanchez snatches it off him. Sanchez charges down, and once again, we've mentioned this before, Sanchez losing the ball in the middle of the park. Something that we're hoping he's going to get better at, but there is still, for all his good stats, there's a few bad ones there. Sanchez is on his own. He's forced to save off Baruch. It will be a corner, but we've been dangerous from set plays in this game. Is it another goal? Memphis, and he nods it over the bar. It won't be another goal. No, it was saved. My apologies, Memphis. It's Gribben again. Pushed out that time. It's Borthwick Jackson. So we're going into half-time, guys. Bournemouth not even registering a shot. We've only had 39% of the possession. We're going to encourage our players, you know, get out there, and we get nothing back. Nothing. I mean, these guys, you know, they're in a game. They're winning 3-0. 3-0, and they're all just like, oh, yeah, well, how's your morale? Yeah, it's pretty good. Good? Should be superb. You know, this shouldn't be happening. Winds me up a bit, it does. As I say, I spend that much time making an effort to keep the morale up, and when they lose it, it's just frustrating as hell. I mean, at least they're not going fair or poor out like that. You wouldn't expect them to be 3-0. But you'd expect them to still have, like, good high spirits and stuff. Unbelievable. So we are heading into the 60th minute now. It's Fosu-Mensah on the ball to Gribben. Sidibe, all the way in the middle of the park for some reason, as Memphis plays it backwards to Gribben. Gribben's played in Borthwick Jackson. He has crossed it. It's Gomez. Oh, he took a little bit too long on the ball there. Sanchez to Gribben, yeah, just a little bit long there on the ball. Angel Gomez, he might have been able to snatch himself a goal, but didn't take the chance when it was given to him. And we might have to start looking at subs. I'm not too concerned because we are playing slightly second string here today, so these guys can get a little bit tired if needs be. It's Gomez here to Sanchez. Sanchez to Memphis. Sanchez, he's found Gomez. It's Zlatan. You knew he was going to score. You just knew he was going to score. Great finish by Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Great little bit of play there. Memphis to Sanchez. Gomez, first time ball. Perfect position for Zlatan. Slips it past the keeper. Easy goal for Zlatan. Showing his experience there in front of goal. Couldn't want for better than that. So we will look at making a substitute because Gribben is absolutely crackered. We'll bring on Ander Herrera. We won't do a right lot more. I'm not too fussed, as I say, I'm not too fussed about the condition of the players at the moment. Trying to keep these young guns on the pitch for as many minutes as possible is a lot more important than sending them off the pitch with some tired legs. Especially when you're 4-0 up as well, at home. So it's Jordan Ibe now. Are Bournemouth finally going to put some sort of attack together? No, we're in the 89th minute. This is going to come to nothing, and it's going to be another game. Oh! Well, there we go. Ex-United man himself, Joshua King, manages to nip in at the front post. I mean, Rashawn Williams there, a little bit of inexperienced, wasn't able to keep hold of the ball. Josh King bangs it in the back of the net. I suppose if anyone's going to score at Old Trafford, I wouldn't mind being that man. He probably got a few songs, a few cheers for that. So it's Gomez now. That'll be the end of the game, guys. Yep, 4-1. Conceding that one goal at the end when they only had one shot, it's a little bit sour. But as I say, with an ex-United man taking it, doesn't feel too bad. So we're going to tell the guys that we're happy with them. They played well. We will, of course, tell Zlatan that his 4 goals were just ridiculously good. And we will move on and we will take a look at the schedule for the next episode. So guys, here's the schedule, and we are now looking at who we can play in the next episode. We want to try and watch as many of the big European games this year as possible, I think. So, but because the Champions League, we've already qualified and I'm bound to play some youngsters, what I'll do is I'll do another double live com. We'll play the whole game as well. So we'll come back, we'll have a double live com with Dortmund and Hull. On that note, guys, as usual, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I've enjoyed recording it, much like the whole series that I've done up to now. As any of you guys who were with me from the beginning will know, very new to YouTube. I personally feel the episodes have got better as we've gone on. I've added the face cam. I've got a lot more comfortable in front of the camera, a lot more comfortable just in general with doing everything, because it was all brand new to me. So I hope you've enjoyed it and I hope you've stuck with me throughout. If you have enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you're new round here, the subscribe button. If you are new round here and looking at it and going, well, Jesus Christ, episode 29, I don't want to watch the rest of them. I get that. There was a season 1 review. I think it was episode 21 from memory, but there'll be a link down there somewhere. And yeah, on to the next episode, which will be 30. That means the channel will have been live a month. Pretty happy. It's gone well, guys. It really, really has. So hopefully, guys, I'll see you in the next episode. I'll catch you later. See you in a bit.